was clear that he was not breathing. He had no pulse, and I just knew that he needed CPR, and we needed to do that now.
Hi, my name is Matt Keene. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a sudden cardiac arrest survivor. And I believe that AEDs should be required at all schools, and I'm living proof that AEDs work.
We heard a call over the radio, one of the team managers from football asking for help. We weren't quite sure what was going on, but she sounded pretty panicky, and the tone of her voice alone made us both jump.
One of the football players had collapsed on the field and wasn't breathing. So at that point, jumped on the gator and drove over to the football field.
They never diagnosed anything. They have no idea what happened. And the doctor said if I was to go and have my heart checked today, they just let me go, say I was fine.
When I got up to him, it was quite apparent that he was not breathing.
It's tough, but Matt's with us. He survived, and had the events turned out differently, obviously I'd feel a lot different.
I had placed the pads, Jim was doing compressions, Catherine was doing rescue breathing.
During the event, actually, I had begun CPR and thought that I was doing a pretty good job, but in the middle of it, the AED actually said to me, during compressions it said, push harder. I did push harder as it instructed, and then it said, good compressions.
I do remember staff saying that they didn't think it was longer than 2 minutes that he was without oxygen, that CPR was administered within seconds, really, and within 2 minutes they had the defibrillator, which was very critical.
Most of my training is as an emergency room nurse, and when I got to Matt's side, I was immediately alarmed and thought, oh no, this is not good. And we began the process of CPR, and I thought, well, it's going to go the way that CPR so often unfortunately goes. But then when we put the AED on him and we shocked him, and he still did not have a pulse immediately after that, we did one more round of CPR, and then out of the blue, Matt took this big, deep breath, and I went, holy mackerel, Catherine, he just took a breath. And he actually started, as we say in medicine, to pink up, and I got some color, and he had a strong bounding radial pulse, and he got color, and he looked good, and he was breathing on his own. I said, let's sit tight for a minute until the rescue squad gets here.
Matt, quite frankly, would not be here today if KUA didn't respond in the manner that they did.
We've had faculty members in the past who have cardiac arrested, but you know, the circumstances were different, the patient history was different, the location was different, and certainly no AEDs in the past, but it usually isn't a very positive outcome. It's difficult.
But that can change with AEDs, and I think that's the important message here. For us, it is. I mean, I'm delighted we're going to have more.
The implementation of the radio system is something that's been in place at KUA for years, and that our emergency plan, as well as the accessibility of all of our tools, was really what saved Matt.
We never thought it would happen to us. You just don't think it's going to happen to someone in your family, someone close to you. But it can happen to anyone.
I would highly recommend a early defibrillation program for any school, particularly a residential school. And we could not have imagined that we would need it, and when we had it available to us, not only did it work, and not only did all of our people who were trained on it know what to do, but it successfully saved Matt's life.
Keeping in mind the lay rescuer that may pull the unit, pull an AED off the wall and use it for the first time, the Zoll really will walk that person through everything. It will tell you whether your compressions are hard enough. If you need to push harder, it'll give you immediate feedback so you can adjust, as well as just generally walking you through every step of the way from calling 911 up until delivering treatment. If someone were thinking about an AED program, I would say without question, do it. Don't let cost be a factor. Do it, train for it, and put it in place. You cannot put a cost on a life.
I met his mom and dad at the hospital, and I asked them how they were doing, and his mom said, well, we're doing pretty good. The physician has been very honest with us. She said that the physician told them we should have been at a funeral today.
I have children of my own. So meeting his parents was pretty emotional for me. I can't imagine what their drive from home was like, getting here and going through what they did. I mean, Matt is an amazing, resilient young man, and so is his family.
We're just hoping that if this were to happen to someone else, that they would have the same opportunity for survival as Matt has had.
And that's why I am determined to get legislation passed to have AEDs accessible in all schools.
I thought the greatest thanks over and above the thank you cards and the letters from the parents was walking into that hospital room that first time. And like I said to Catherine when she asked me how it was when I went to visit him, and I walked in the door, and all of a sudden there was Matt sitting in the hospital bed. Hi, Mrs. Willette. I just wanted to break down and cry right then and there. It was just so nice to see him. I felt so relieved.
The nurses and trainers are highly trained in CPR and on the AED device. They are unsung heroes, often behind the scenes, and when it counts, they came through in a way that not only saved a life, but made an enormous difference in the sense of security that we all have here in this community.